right, I have a question for you. What would you do with your time if you didn't have to trade it for money anymore? Because here's what I'm doing right now. Next month, I'm taking my family to spend an entire month in Portugal. And it's not where I'm still working and I'm still going to be checking emails and I'm still going to be responsive to my boss. Not working from there, just living because we can. And the thing is, that trip costs money, but it doesn't cost me my time. Not anymore. Now, if you're watching this, you probably already know who I am. You've probably already thought about investing in real estate. You've probably already thought about doing my training, but something has stopped you. Maybe it was skepticism. Maybe it was timing. Maybe something just wasn't working out for you at that time. And maybe you just got busy. I get it. But here's what I want you to think about. The world as we know it, it's changing. We are experiencing the biggest transfer of wealth as we speak in the next 12 months. AI is reshaping entire industries. Companies that used to feel stable are laying off thousands of employees. And if you're a professional earning good money right now in healthcare, in tech, in finance, in corporate, you already feel it. That quiet voice asking, what if my income isn't as secure as I thought it was? Now, real estate does not care about AI. People always need a place to live. And if anything, we're becoming a renter nation, which means that there's always going to be a shortage of rental properties. Real estate investors always sleep well, regardless of how the economy is doing. It was true in the 1950s, it's true today, and it's going to be true in 2050 because people always need a place to live. So if you've been thinking about doing this for years, but something's been stopping you, this is for you. Whether you're doing this solo or with a partner, whether you're 28 or 63, whether you've invested before or this is brand new, this is for you. Okay, I'm going to keep the introduction to me super short because you probably already know me. I built a portfolio that is worth tens of millions of dollars using a system I call scale. I didn't do the renovations myself, I didn't manage the tenants, and I didn't fly all over the country inspecting my properties. I built a framework that make real estate boring, predictable, and most importantly, repeatable and scalable. And that's exactly what I teach. I was featured on Bigger Pockets. I wrote a book on this. And I've been investing for over 20 years. But here's what actually matters to you. I'm not some guru spewing knowledge from years ago. I am an investor now. I use the strategies that I teach every single month. And I work with hundreds of people who are getting success and the same level of results every single month. I'm not someone who memorized things from years ago and now I'm just teaching them. I'm someone who is in the trenches out with you. And here's why it matters. I ran a live training last month and 8 people booked a call, a strategy session right after I ran this training. That's what happened when you see a system that works. 8 people immediately after a training. They saw the numbers, they recognized the framework, and they were ready to take action. Okay, you ready? Here's the system. It's 5 easy steps. S stands for scalable acquisitions, finding the right property in the right market using data, not emotions. C stands for construction without the DIY. You hire professionals. You never touch a hammer. A stands for adding cash flow. Every deal pays you from month 1. L stands for leverage. Use the bank's money, not yours. E stands for exponential growth. You pull your capital back out and do it again and again while keeping the property. This is what I call have your cake and eat it too and eat it again. We not only pull all of our capital back out, we also keep the property and collect the cash flow. And this property now has 30 to 50K in equity as well. And you take that capital and you recycle it into the next property and the next property and the next property. This is what they call velocity of money. Now, let me show you what it looks like in real life. Because frameworks only matter if they work for real people. One of my students, Arena, came to us with zero real estate experience. She's a working professional. She'd been thinking about investing for over 2 years and hadn't made a single move. She closed her first property in 60 days, and now she's on her 10th property. She's already financially free. She used to work for the UN, and now in 18 months, she's already retired. Her next goal is to retire her husband. She did everything online, never flew out to see the property in person. Her contractor handled the renovation. She handled the paperwork from her couch in her sweatpants. Her first deal, she brought 18,000 to the table. She created an equity of $35,000 in the very first deal. Her property is already cash flowing. Capital already been returned. Timeline 60 days. And again, she only brought in 18,000 of her own cash and she recovered all of that money at the end. The bank covered the rest, the money to buy the property and to renovate the property. Everything was done with other people's money. One deal, one property, 60 days. And she did it again and again, and now she's on her 10th deal. And it's not just Arena. Michael, a software engineer, closed 2 properties in his first 4 months, entirely remotely from California. Sarah, a pharmacist with 2 kids, created $50,000 in equity on her first deal while working full time. Effie closed 3 deals in a single month. Now, Effie has a multi-million-dollar portfolio, and her latest flip made her $100,000. These aren't exceptional people. They're normal professionals who followed a system. The system did the heavy lifting. And here's the number I want you to hold on to. Our students close their first deal in 60 to 90 days on average. 30 to 50K in equity from that first deal. That's not a promise. That's what we've consistently seen. This is the part that changes everything for most people. So listen carefully. You don't need to quit your job. You don't need to become a real estate expert. You don't need 20 years of experience. You don't need a real estate license or to become a realtor. And you don't need a background in construction. 5 to 8 hours per week for the first 3 months, that's about an hour a day. And then 3 to 4 hours a week during renovation, and then 1 to 2 hours a week once the property is rented and cash flowing. And you know where you're spending majority of the time once your property is rented and cash flowing? Looking for more deals to buy. Because once you invest in real estate, it is so addictive. It is so amazing. You will want to do it again and again. And you know the best part? You do it all online. No travel, no property inspections in person. You're on FaceTime while your realtor walks through the property. You're getting text updates from your contractor. You're quickly analyzing deals on your laptop once your kids go to bed. And by month 15, when you complete the program, you are fully independent. You've understood the market. You have built your team. You've done the deals. You don't need us anymore. That's intentional. This isn't a subscription service. It's education with a graduation date. Month 16, you're on your own and you have the skills, you have the network, you have the confidence to keep building. Now, let me talk to a few of you specifically. If you're a single woman building this on your own, you're exactly where you're supposed to be. You are who we designed this for. Some of my most successful students are women who decided that they weren't going to wait for somebody else to come save them and create their financial security. You don't need a partner to do this. You need a system and a community and support, and that's what we provide. If you're doing this with a spouse or a partner, that's amazing too. A lot of our students are couples building their portfolios together. It becomes a shared project, a shared vision. And the trainings are designed so both of you can understand it. One person does not need to spend a lot of time to become a real estate expert. And if you're a man watching this and you're thinking, it sounds like it's for women, it's not. We have men in the program who are absolutely crushing it. And my business partner is my husband, Michael, James, many others. The framework doesn't care about your gender or your orientation. It cares about whether you follow the steps. If you're 55 plus thinking it's too late, it's not. We have students in their 60s closing deals. If you can give me a year and willingness to learn, you have everything you need. Here's the part most people miss. The biggest risk is not you try this, it doesn't work. No, this framework works. We've proven it hundreds of times. The bigger risk, the actual risk, is that you spend the next 5 years and you're still listening to podcasts and reading books and watching YouTube videos, and you still haven't created passive income. You still haven't built generational wealth. You still haven't done anything outside your paycheck. That's the real risk. That's the biggest risk. Because every month that passes is a month where compound growth isn't working for you, where your money is just sitting in a bank account and earning 4% interest. Whereas with real estate, you could have made 15% returns plus the infinite returns on the equity in your property because you're able to pull all of your money out. Okay, I'm not saying this to make you feel bad. I'm saying this because time is something none of us will ever get back. And I'd rather be honest with you than polite. So that brings me to the last thing. Let's talk money. I believe in being upfront. Total investment to your first deal is about $25,000. That $25,000 includes the program fees and the down payment for your first deal. It is so little because we know how to leverage other people's money. You don't have to bring in the full down payment to buy your property. You don't have to bring in the renovation money because we will help you fund it. For a system that generates 30 to 50K in equity on your very first deal that you will acquire in 60 to 90 days, the program pays for itself before you're even halfway through. And here's what you need to know about timing. AI is not slowing down. Every quarter, more roles are being eliminated or automated. More companies are restructuring. Your W-2 income, no matter how high it is, it's not as safe as it used to be anymore. You need income streams that don't depend on your employer deciding whether or not to keep you. Rental income doesn't care about layoffs. Rental income doesn't care about restructuring. Rental income comes in on the first of the month, regardless of what the economy does. And that's the kind of security that lets you stop living in fear of what might happen next. On top of that, there is a real policy window happening right now. Congress introduced tax advantages of real estate investors who buy now. This isn't a marketing gimmick. This is legislation, and it has an expiration date. Your CPA can walk you through the details, but the bottom line is this is the year to start. Okay, and one more thing about risk, because I know it's on your mind, especially the way we do it. I'm an engineer. I'm very conservative with my numbers, and we have little kids. We want to make sure the way we build any system, any portfolio has built-in contingencies so we can remove risk. Every deal has built-in safety nets. Inspection contingencies mean you can walk away from a deal if something doesn't look right. I will teach you how to vet contractors before you hire them. I will teach you how to evaluate a deal before you even make an offer. And myself and my husband Niti, we look over every single deal that our members do. You're not gambling with your money. You're following a proven process with guardrails at every step. You've seen the framework. You've seen the results. You understand the time commitment. And you know the time to act is right now. The next step is simple. Come to the live training this Sunday at 3 p.m. Eastern. It's free, it's live. And I'm going to work closely with 15 to 20 investors and help them go from thinking about building or scaling their portfolio to becoming active investors. You'll be able to ask me questions directly. And if it resonates, if it feels right, like if your gut tells you that we're meant to work together, you'll be able to talk to my team and book a call right during the live training. And whether at the end of the training you decide to work with us or not, you will still walk away with actionable advice that's going to change your investing game forever. There's no bait and switch. There's no 47,000 follow-up emails. There is no pressure. There's real, actual knowledge from a real investor who has worked with thousands of people and helped them build hundreds of millions of dollars in assets. Just a real training with actionable advice and an invitation to work with us at the end if it feels right. And my advice, bring whoever needs to hear this, whether it's your spouse, your business partner, everyone should come to this training. If you're doing this solo and you're the sole decision maker, come, we would love to have you as well. After all, some of the best decisions are the ones you make by yourself for yourself. The link is below. I'll see you Sunday. And if you've been thinking about this for a while, and this is a third or fourth time that you have come to this page, you already know what to do. I'll see you there.